If you are a social worker in Minnesota wondering about the continuing education requirements for your license and why CE is important, watch this short video for an overview of CE requirements for Minnesota social work licensees. Social work continuing education is education and training to maintain, improve, and enhance competent social work practice. Social workers in all areas of practice can benefit from CE in familiar subjects or from exploration of new topics. Continuing education is an ongoing license requirement. Once you are licensed, you need to complete CE hours during each license renewal term. CE hours are reported when you renew your license every 2 years. CE hours are required if you hold an active social work license, even if you're not currently in a social work position. For every 2-year license renewal term, all licensees need to complete a total of 40 hours of continuing education, including at least 2 hours in social work ethics and 4 hours in cultural responsiveness. Up to half of the 40 hours may be completed through independent learning activities. If you are licensed as an LICSW, your 40 hours of CE must also include 12 hours of clinical content. Licensing supervisors who have actively provided licensing supervision to another social work licensee during the past renewal term need to complete 6 hours in supervision content out of the total 40 hours. You can check the required CE hours for your next renewal by logging into your license profile using the board's online services. You can complete CE hours in a variety of ways. Acceptable CE activities include educational workshops, seminars, conferences, or live online webinars, staff trainings offered by your employer, or academic coursework that you complete after you are licensed. Up to half of your CE hours can be completed through CE independent learning, which includes online activities without any live interaction, like watching a recording of a webinar, or research you do on your own for publication, presentations, or professional development. The Board of Social Work approves CE providers rather than specific CE activities. CE activities are automatically acceptable if completed through a board-approved CE provider or a provider that is approved by the Association of Social Work Boards or the National Association of Social Workers. However, a CE provider does not need to be pre-approved for a CE activity to meet license requirements. The board does not review specific CE activities for approval, so if you take a training from a provider that isn't pre-approved, it's your responsibility to be sure the activity meets the criteria for acceptable CE content. Acceptable CE activities must promote the standards of practice and contribute to the practice of social work. Go to the CE page at the board's website for detailed requirements on social work ethics content, cultural responsiveness content, clinical content for LICSWs, and supervision content for licensing supervisors. When you renew your license, you'll attest to completing required CE hours on your renewal application. You do not need to submit CE records with your renewal application. Instead, retain your CE records for 1 year following your license renewal date in case you're selected for audit. If your CE hours are audited, the board will contact you and ask you to submit documents, like certificates of attendance, to confirm that you completed the required hours. If you haven't completed your CE requirement by your license renewal date, you can request an extension on your renewal application for additional time to complete CE. An extension only applies to the CE requirement, not your renewal date, so be sure to submit your renewal application and fee by your renewal date to avoid a late fee or expiration of your license. This video is only intended to provide an overview of continuing education requirements for social work licensees in Minnesota. As a licensed professional, you are responsible for being aware of and complying with all licensing requirements. Go to the board's website to learn more about continuing education requirements for your license, acceptable CE activities and content, and the records you need to keep in case your CE hours are audited by the board.